How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to another great set of games in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition post-update 6.0. Today I'll be driving in both games the M48A2 120mm, as we call it on console, a Tier 10 American Premium Medium tank that was a reward tank as well as a premium one, even though it's the only thing you get out of it premium-wise is an extra 5% of XP bonus per game. It's got less DPM, one pen's worth of DPM less than the standard T95E6, which is basically a better overall tank than this thing. This thing has no armor, okay? It's got no armor whatsoever, none on the turret, and when I say none, I mean it's there, but you're not going to bounce anything reliably, not even standard rounds. It sucks. Or if they don't, just pen your Commander's Cupola outright. You can't brawl in it. Its DPM is too lackluster for a Tier 10 medium. So anything that comes at you that is of similar tier, I don't know why I fired there, that was foolish. Run far away as you need to get support with you, and then maybe the two of you can kill that tank without losing any HP, but I highly doubt it. You can't side scrape with this thing. As I just said, you can't brawl with it. Its gun is accurate, yes, but that's the only great thing about this thing is the gun. It does have higher maneuverability than the T95E6, although being slower than it, which doesn't really make much sense to me, but moving on. Gun depression is 10 degrees, however, using all those 10 degrees of gun depression will not net you any positivities to the tank, because even with all those 10 degrees being used, people can still upper plate you with standard rounds. So, that's infuriating. Very much so. Although it does enable you to hide most of your lower plate and a lot of your turret, so maybe that'll help you bounce some shots, although I highly doubt it. All the armor is on the top left and the top right of the turret. If you... I'm saying a lot. I do apologize for that. I could probably redo the commentary, but I won't. If they aim for your hatch, there's a good chance that they're going to hit it, even using all your gun depression, because of how fucking huge it is. Not nearly as big as the T95E6, but still pretty damn big. All of the armor is on the top left and top right of the mantlet, so if they shoot at that, there's a good chance they'll ricochet or just bounce outright. Well, I guess bouncing is ricocheting. Either way, yeah, they'll bounce, or do the other thing. Bottom left and bottom right of the turret, when you're looking down on people, around 200 millimeters of armor. Yeah, not great. Not great at all. And again, they can upper plate you no problem with standard ammunition. It's it's not great. You can't, even like at auto bounce angles, you would think across a corner, they can pen you. They can pen you like that because of the weird shape of the upper hull. It's not great. So what are the positivities about this tank? Why do I want to 3-mark it so much? And yeah, it's mobile enough to be enjoyable. You can do good in it, but only as a support medium. As I said before, don't go 1v1 against people. Don't be dumb. I actually have a list of things that you can do. And both of these games are going to be losses, unfortunately. I know that's kind of a spoiler alert, but both of these games are just how you can make, you know, the shitter games work for you, especially when you look at the score and say, oh, there's 5 of us and like 9 of them. I wonder how this is going to fucking turn out. Oh, spoiler alert, we lose. It's genius. I had a list. I was going for that list and then I lost my train of thought. Miscellaneous, World of Tanks. Okay. So, limit engagements to a single direction should be a no-brainer anytime you turn your turret. That will give the enemy a free shot into you, no problem. Only go with support, already went over that. Stick to the high ground when possible, absolutely. Be unpredictable with your turret movement when peeking because of giant hatch, that's also good. Do not shoot if uncertain you'll get spotted in a bush slash spotting position. It's never worth it. And that is the list that I went by to for my journey to 3-mark the vehicle. Have I got the 3-mark yet? Well, we'll see that in a few days, won't we? The answer is yes. And oh my god, I couldn't be more relieved, because this thing sucks ass when compared to the T95E6, or just the standard Tech Tree Patton. Oh, at least the Patton gets awesome turret armor, and the T95E6 gets, you know, auto bounce off of its upper plate, as well as the Patton does, I'm sure. And it has, you know, again, good turret armor. But this thing, ooh, it's poopy all around. It's not great. Not great at all. Besides the 10 degrees of gun depression that are negated by the fact that people can pen you with standard rounds all over your tank. Doesn't matter what's popping up. But, yeah. Just go with your heavies, go with the lemming train when possible, and do your damnedest to support them as best as possible while keeping yourself safe and preserving your HP. There's like 2 or 3 tanks left of yours to their 5. Fucking run. If you don't see an opportunity to finish off a few tanks quickly, then, well, again, run your ass off and get to higher ground, get farther away, or get into a, at best, a hull down position, and just putting in shots when you can. I went with a mix of DPM for this build for my commander. I don't show it to you in this game, but I will show it to you in the and equipment plus the commander. You know what I mean. In my 3 marking game after these 2 are uploaded. But yeah, I took off the decreased loading time of 10% to increase its to increase its concealment rating by 10%, or lower the concealment by 40 points, or increase the still concealment by 40 points. Jesus, I stuttered all over that sentence, but it's fine. I'll get over it. I'm sure you will too. So that was a shit show, but I managed to get another, like, I don't know, 2k, maybe a little bit over that during the losing battle, so that was huge. I went back to the hill. I took a lot of hits that I didn't need to in the beginning there, and that was really foolish of me. Definitely don't do that. If you're spotted, just simply don't go out. It's as easy as that. Unless you know that it's maybe like, well, no, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you're spotted, but you can encircle the person who's getting shit on, or doing the shitting on to your allies, then obviously do that. But not if it's going to cost you more HP than you can dish out to other people. But that's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. So Prokhorovka, every time I go over to this godforsaken A1, A2 valley bullshit, it never works out. The 1 line and 2 line are absolutely ass for me. I have had better luck. Oh, wait. I was talking about the commander. So I took off, yeah, the DPM is decreased by 10%, which kind of sucks ass because this thing's DPM isn't impressive to begin with. So you'll see that the reload is like 7.8 seconds. It's ass, but I make it work. It's fine. It's worth it in the end, and here's why. You get more spotting damage, and spotting damage and track/assisting damage helps you a lot with the marks, and I find that having that added advanced concealment in the equipment slot very worth it. Because if I went over to where, I don't know, that light tank is right now on their team, over to like E5, then I could absolutely net myself a few, maybe 100, well, not, what's happening on the map is not what I want. And I'm getting blind fired at, so that's fucking cool. So it means that somebody's spotted behind me, or maybe that medium tank is spotted, or they're just trying to blind hit people. I have no idea. But I don't have the tanks on the 1 line to help me do that, because ideally, I need to have like a line of people down the A line, or 1 line, to help me move up. When I spot things in the back, then they fucking shoot at them, and that's how you get your spotted damage. But that is not what I try to do here. I love the way the equalizer just fires 4 shells across the way there. That's so cool looking. But it's a shitty artillery, and it's artillery outright, which is why I hate it. But don't ever go through the forest. If you're a light tank, sure, absolutely, go spot for your... Oh, sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Go spot for your useless fucking team, because they will not fire at anything that you spot. Like, yeah, this guy's getting lit up, and that's great. I missed that guy for some reason, because my reloading speed is way too slow. But this thing will get spotted very easily when you fire, so just make sure to put bushes in between you and the people that you're shooting at, or just stay behind the bushes at least 15 meters away, then fire. You know the drill. And if you don't, then look up the concealment tutorials that Wargaming actually made for players on PC, because it's the same here as well. It just sucks being this medium, especially when you don't have armor to work with. And American tanks usually have that, at least. Well, for the most part. The heavies definitely do. The mediums, nah, they don't get really good until, like, tier 9. Yeah, in the armor department, that's what I'm saying. You don't need armor in a tank to make it work, but it needs to have something niche about it. Either the view range needs to be great, the camouflage needs to be above average. I'm retreating right now because I'm sensing a very bad thing happening here. That medium tank, currently in C1, moving to B2, is going to spot me anytime. And when that happens, I'm going to get dicked on. I have a choice to either stay behind this bush that I just passed, or keep pushing forward to get beyond the tracks and to get as safe as possible. I'm going to do the latter, because I know that if I stay there, I'll only get a few more pens worth of damage, if even that. So I get over the tracks, luckily not getting shot at all. That was very miraculous. I don't know how they didn't fire at me. The 113 tries to take a few shots at me, or a shot, and so does the Arty, and luckily they both miss. So that's funny. Is that a 113? Sure is. I put a few easy shots into him. My wonderful teammates are bouncing off him. I'm, of course, the only one doing damage, and it's going to be a loss. It's a 13-7 right now. 13-8? 13-8. Counting their artillery, of course. But I know it's going to be a wash. I've only got 1100 damage. Whoop-de-doo. What do you need to 3-mark this tank? 3450 on average damage to get that 3rd mark. This was kind of a lucky hit. I penned him through his tracks into his chassis for track damage, and I tracked him, and then I dealt damage to him with the same shot. It was great. Very lucky on my part. I'm definitely putting down that one to RNG. Thank you, RNG. And then I put a heat shell into his side because he's angling very oddly. So I'll punish that as much as I possibly can. And look at this accuracy. Bam. That's definitely not, like, something that will happen all the time. But I'm getting shot in my ass because that guy was never finished off, the 113, or was he? And I'm just getting sniped at by... again, I don't know how that shot went in, but it did. I'm going to use this ridge to get myself as safe as possible, despite the fact that they still have 2 Arty on their team, and they could be focusing in on me at any given moment. I need to be aggressive here. I need to get any shots that I can, while also keeping my HP as healthy as possible. It's just very stressful to do this, to put myself through this. It's like, why would I care about getting marks on a tank that's at... Ooh, thanks, Arty! Fucking appreciate that. That was awesome. Don't know how that shot went in. I didn't even aim it fully. Maybe it was an auto lock. Who knows? But it's rough. It's rough to not lose confidence when your games consist of losing, and guess what? More losing. And even when you win, you get like very mediocre games because they end so quickly. It's either a steamrolled or you get steamrolled. Or yeah, either you do the steamrolling or you get steamrolled. That's what I meant to say. But this mouse is just ever so persistent on getting on that cap. Oh, so that's his fucking objective, is to cap the base. Oh no, he keeps moving. Okay, good for him. I thought I could get a free pen there, maybe get lucky again, but it didn't happen. That's unfortunate. I somehow bounce a shell off my side there. Was very lucky again. But yeah, just like go into a defensive position and pop off. Oh, god damn it. Pop off shots when you feel like you can without getting damaged, or at least when it's the less when you can do it without much risk. then pop off the shot. Obviously, you're not going to go in front of fucking 3 tanks firing at you, but if you have to choose between getting fired at by 3 tanks or getting no damage during an absolute loss, absolutely take the more damage. Unless you can get into another position to do more damage while making yourself more safe. Then do that. Then sacrifice HP to get to that position and just dick on your opposition. A lot of scission in that sentence, but it's a very rough tank to get marks in, and just to play out right. It's worse in every regard to the standard texture tank, to the T95E6, and honestly, if you have those 2 tanks, and you've already 3-marked them both, there's really no reason why you should put yourself through this. Because this tank is poopy. It's not... I like the way I said poopy there. Let me rephrase. It's not poopy. Okay? It's better than a lot of the tanks in the game right now, at tier 10. But it's not... It's subpar for the category. Can I say that without making it sound like it's shit? It's not. It's got good mobility, it's got a damn good accurate gun, and it's got... I guess that's about it. Some armor. But yeah, that's the end of the 2 games. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and my consistently bad commentary. Sorry about that. And I'll catch you next time.